No.
Let's cut to the chase here. 12,800, between 12,900 and 12,800 years ago, a very dramatic climate episode occurred, and that's called the Younger Dryas. The world had been gradually warming up before that, and then suddenly it went very, very cold. There is evidence of a 6-meter sea level rise at exactly that time, which is very hard to explain. But it looks like the suggestion is that that was due to impacts on the ice cap, on the North American ice cap, and perhaps on the European ice cap. The evidence for the Younger Dryas impact is found in what are called impact proxies, and that's iridium, nanodiamonds, platinum, melt glass like trinitite, found in sites across a vast area of the Earth's surface. If it had
there is evidence.
There
for
is
that,
evidence
though.
for that.
No.
Compelling evidence.
There's not?
No, Vance Halliday and his colleagues just published a huge refutation of this entire hypothesis.
Of the what do they think?
No, not the Tunguska. We're talking about the
You're talking
Younger
about
Dryas.
the. I'm sorry, calling something a refutation doesn't mean it's a refutation.
No, but it still has not been replied to. That's currently the record
actually,
of what there is.
It has been replied to extensively by Martin Swetton.
I'm referring to the entire idea of the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis.
So the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, since 2007, it's been a compelling and thoroughly documented case. It's been put together by more than 60 eminent scientists. Of course, some scientists oppose them as well. Was hit 12,800 years ago by multiple fragments of a disintegrating comet. Here's that paper you're talking about, Flint, the comprehensive refutation of the Younger Dryas hypothesis. Because something is called something does not mean it is something.
Have you read it? It's fairly detailed.
I have read it in great detail, and I've also read James Lawrence Powell, who the authors of this paper largely ignore, but who is a highly respected figure, and whose in whose view the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis has been prematurely rejected. Bill Napier is a member of the Comet Research Group. He's the person who's connected it to the Taurid meteor stream. He's talking about the evidence of a large comet about entering the inner solar system about 20,000 years ago, going into fragmentation, creating a wide debris trail through which the Earth passes twice a year. And it's a catastrophe of celestial origin which occurred around 12,900 BC, BP, before the present. Now, you're referring to a refutation paper, but would you really so quickly accept it when you look at the credentials of the people in the Comet Research? I mean, the Younger Dryas boundary is full of the signatures of a massive cosmic impact, probably an airburst, rather like the airburst that took place over Abu Huraira. I'm not expecting anybody to read these papers I'm putting up here. I'm just saying that the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis has been widely published, extensively published over the last decade, that there's a huge amount of information in support of it. There we're looking at the Younger Dryas boundary field, and this platinum anomaly documented at the Younger Dryas onset is particularly important. But the evidence of a cosmic impact at Abu Huraira, that one, I mean, we know that Michael Shermer is an opponent of my work. But even Michael Shermer, in my view, by the way, and I want to thank Michael for this, a true gentleman. When he realizes he's got something wrong, he says so. And here he says, in the light of the work at Abu Huraira, he says he's going to address his priors about my theory in the light of this evidence from a massive cosmic impact over Abu Huraira. So the fact that a paper has been published which claims to refute the Younger Dryas impact is really not anything at all.
I am not a scholar that focuses on these kind of questions. I focus on archaeological evidence. So I'm going to try to reply from that perspective. And so one of the examples you give is if this is Abu Huraira, for example, the site is still there for us to excavate.
Indeed.
We understand that it has some of the earliest domesticated crops there. And so the entire point is that this kind of, even if this hypothesis is true, it would not have wiped out the evidence for the civilization that you're looking for, because we can see very clearly that if it's true at Abu Huraira, it did not wipe out the entire settlement. It's there. We're excavating it now.